guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, hi, welcome to the Happy Soul Tribe. I hope that you hit the subscribe button before you leave so that you can join the fam. There's a car driving by really loud. It has been quite a while since I have posted fitness related videos here on YouTube. I've just been doing a lot of vlogs recently and always my Faith Fridays. But if you guys don't know, I am an online health and fitness coach. I am a certified nutrition coach through Precision Nutrition. Specialize in helping women who feel like they want to improve their body, but it's about more than that. They want to improve their all-around health, their mental health, spiritual health, physical health, and just become a better version of themselves. It's not about how they look, it's about how they feel, it's about how effectively they're able to show up in their life, because when you show up as your best self, you're loving people the best, your relationship with Christ is the best, your relationship with yourself is the best, all around, everything just kind of comes together when you are your best you. But I teach them how to do that. I always have the link to apply down below in the description box. I am currently taking on clients. I have 3 open spots, so if you guys are interested, you can apply down below and I'll get back with you. But today's video, let's actually get into that topic. There are 2 ways that you can meal prep. You can prep individual meals for the whole week if you want to, or you can prep individual food items to make and create meals throughout the week. So I do option number 2. I used to meal prep individual meals, and you know, like those Instagram pictures where they have like 20 individual Tupperwares full of meals for the week. I used to do that. It's gross. I don't like it because those meals sit in your fridge all week, and by the time you're to the end of the week, you're kind of sick of eating them. They're kind of dry. It's not amazing. Convenient, yes. Does it taste good? Not really. So I do a happy medium between the 2 of them. I usually prep things like proteins or my carbs, things that take a little bit more time out of me to prep. I'll prep a lot of them and then use them however I want throughout the week. If I have an idea of what kind of meals I want to create, like this week we picked out a chicken teriyaki recipe, a chicken pasta recipe, and then a chicken taco recipe. So I knew I was going to be using a lot of chicken and a lot of rice, so I would prep a lot of chicken and kind of just season it with salt and pepper, and I prepped a lot of rice so that when I wanted to use the chicken for a teriyaki recipe, all I would need to do is use the sauce, or if I wanted to use it for a taco recipe, I would just need to add a little bit of taco sauce. You know what I'm saying? But I'll give you guys my top tips for meal prep, whichever way you decide to do it, and we'll talk about how to create your ideal perfect plate that is balanced and going to be really good for you. First off, there is no such thing as food that is off limits. I do this with my coaching clients. They are allowed to have anything and everything that they want. In fact, I encourage it. If you want a donut, we're gonna find a way to make sure you can eat a donut. You know what I'm saying? We don't say no to food because it's bad. No such thing. The only thing that is bad is your portion control. Start off by getting on Pinterest. I pick out my favorite recipes that I found for that week. Recipes that are easy, balanced, and that will taste good. Those are the things that I look for. And I start by just prepping a protein. So this is a way that you can create a balanced meal. Pick a protein source. There's all kinds of protein sources. If you're not vegetarian, there's fish, salmon, steak, beef, turkey, chicken, pork. There's so many sources of protein, but if you are vegetarian, there's things like lentils, tempeh, beans, chickpeas, all those kinds of things. You can pick your protein source. So a lot of times Austin and I just choose what's easy, what's cheap. We usually do chicken breast, chicken thigh, or sometimes ground turkey. So pick your protein source and then pick a veggie to go along with it. Even if you don't like veggies, I promise you, you can find a way to like veggies. It's all about how you season them and all about how you cook them. Our favorite veggies are asparagus, broccoli, cauliflower, zucchini, green beans. Those are all vegetables that are really easy to make them taste incredible, and the flavor changes depending on how you cook them. You can roast vegetables in the oven, you can steam vegetables, you can boil vegetables, you can eat vegetables raw, whatever you want. So pick a protein, pick a veggie, pick a carb source. Let's just get it out of the way here. Carbs are not the enemy. I know. Groundbreaking, but carbs are not the enemy, people. You need carbs to function. Your brain needs carbs to function. Carbs are not bad. There are healthier and unhealthier versions of carbs, just as there are protein and fats. So for carbs, these are the different carb sources that we usually pick from. Potatoes, you can have gold potatoes, red potatoes, sweet potatoes. I love potatoes in every shape and form. Potatoes, vegetables are higher in carbs. Grains, so rice, quinoa, couscous. You can do oatmeal. Fruits are a little bit higher in carbs. There's tons and tons and tons of carb sources, toast, pasta, all of those things. It's about figuring out which ones you really enjoy. Our primaries that we have a lot is jasmine rice, brown rice, sweet potatoes, gold potatoes. Those are usually the carbs that we choose from for each of our meals. And sometimes we have pasta, sometimes we have bread. It just kind of depends. And then choose a fat source. So fats are really important for your brain function as well. And I think people forget about fats, but this isn't super hard to incorporate. It's really not. If you're cooking with olive oil, coconut oil, those are fat sources. You can add peanut butter, you can add nut butter. Nuts and seeds have higher fat content. So always just be cooking with olive oil or coconut oil to add some fat content into your meals. And next up, just pick some recipes that you can base your protein, carbs, fat, and veggie source off of. So let's say that you chose chicken, broccoli, rice, and olive oil for your little, category breakdown. You could make that into tons of things. You could make a burrito bowl, a teriyaki chicken bowl, a barbecue chicken bowl, stir fry. You can make that into so many things. So when I meal prep, I usually start with cooking my proteins, and proteins are really easy. You don't even have to have recipes for your meal prep. You can just simply pick sauces and seasonings and make whatever meal you want out of it. And that's usually what we do. So I'll prep my chicken by just putting some sauce over it, any sort of sauce, buffalo sauce, barbecue sauce, teriyaki sauce, hoisin sauce, hot sauce, whatever you want, you can put on your chicken. Same with salmon, any type of meat that we have. I usually just put some sort of sauce or seasoning on there to make it more flavorful and more enjoyable to eat. Seasoning, do not be afraid to season your food. Do not be afraid to experiment with seasoning. Seasoning is pretty much 0 calories to add to your food, and do not be afraid to salt your food, you guys. We need salt, especially salt with minerals in it, which is pink salt, pink Himalayan salt. My favorite spices to add to any of my meals when meal prepping is garlic, onion, paprika, chili powder, lemon pepper, thyme, basil, oregano, parsley, cilantro. I add pretty much anything and everything to my food to make it taste good. And sometimes it doesn't turn out too great. Other times it turns out amazing. But do not fear spices. Spices are what is going to get you to eat those healthy foods. Because let's just be real honest, some healthy foods have no flavor at all. So you can take broccoli and eat it without anything on it, and it's probably not going to be as good as if you were to take broccoli, drizzle some olive oil on there, garlic, salt, and a sprinkle of Parmesan and roast it. That is a snack. Season your food, season your protein, season your veggies, season everything. Whatever you can do to make that more enjoyable for you. Seasoning is essentially 0 calories added to your food. It just adds flavor. There are tons of different ways to prep your proteins, and there's 3 ways that I prefer doing it. I either bake my protein, I air fry my protein, or I saute/pan fry my protein. So I could have pan fried chicken in olive oil, I could bake my chicken in olive oil, or I could toss my chicken in the air fryer if I wanted a more crispier deliciousness. Like I said, I always start with cooking my protein because it takes the longest, and it's just the part that's the most annoying to do. And then same with your carbs. I usually do rice. I have a rice cooker. I just toss my rice in the rice cooker, or I'll toss some potatoes in the oven with some seasoning and some olive oil. Whatever carb source you choose to prep that in bulk, because you're gonna wanna have carbs with every meal. Usually carbs are what we crave the most, so if you have them readily available, healthy carb sources readily available, it's gonna be way easier to choose to put that on your plate than to grab a quick donut or a Pop-Tart or something like that. You know, those carbs that aren't necessarily bad for you, but they're not necessarily serving you. You know what I'm saying? Veggies. My favorite way to get in veggies is to roast veggies, because I love crispy, delicious vegetables. when you roast vegetables, it makes the flavor so much better than if you were to steam it and it was just like wet mush. You know what I'm saying? It's just not that good. I love crispy food. So usually, no matter what vegetable I have, I've found that they all pair very well with the following seasonings. I usually put them on a cookie sheet with some olive oil, some garlic salt, red pepper flakes, salt, pepper, and some dried Parmesan crumbles drizzled over the top. It makes it so good. It's good with asparagus, cauliflower, broccoli, zucchini, whatever you want. It is so good. Your vegetables will be amazing. And I just toss them in the oven at like 400 degrees for 15 minutes or until they're as crispy as you would want them. And then voila, you have delicious vegetables to eat for the rest of the week. I know that this isn't like your typical meal prep video because I don't prep individual meals. I just prep food sources that I can have the freedom to create meals that I like as the week goes on, because sometimes I'm not craving what I meal prepped, you know what I'm saying? So I just prep food that I can kind of mix and match together into whatever meal I want it to be. And I've just found that that works the best for Austin and I because we have so much freedom with what we want to eat. So I always pick out like our protein sources and just make a really balanced plate that has protein, carbs, fat, and vegetables. That way, for the most part, we're eating really healthy meals for the whole week. But then something that I've found is super important as well is every week, Austin and I pick a special treat that we want to divvy up throughout the week. So if your thing is s'mores Pop-Tarts, which that's my thing, buy a box of s'mores Pop-Tarts, but just tell yourself you're allowed to have 1 packet of s'mores Pop-Tarts a night. Don't eat 4 packets a night. Divvy it up throughout the week because you are absolutely allowed to have a treat every day in moderation. The only reason that treats have ever become a problem is you don't know how to control your portion control with them. You have too much of one thing. Too much of anything is a bad thing. Hey guys, it's me while I'm editing this, and unfortunately the video file was corrupt and so it cut off the outro of the video. But basically all I was saying is that food shouldn't be the stressor for you, and you should absolutely be able to have, you know, donuts and cinnamon rolls when you want to have them, but have them in moderation, and then still be eating your veggies and having a really balanced life. A balanced life means there's no stress around your food, and that's exactly what I hope to create for my clients. And I hope that this video was helpful for you, gave you some insight on how I eat, how I plan my meals, and how you can maybe incorporate that into your routine as well. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys in the next video.
Ryan, let's